Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we'll be solving this problem called any or all. So here we'll be learning about the functions any and all. So what any does is this expression returns true if any element of the iterable is true, else it will return false. For example, here you can see inside any you have an iterable, a list, and each of it you can see there is a condition: one is greater than 0, one is equal to 0, or one is less than 0. So this whole thing will return true if any of the iterable is true. So here you can see this iterable is true. So this element if any of the element of the iterable is true. So this whole thing within the square bracket is iterable, and element is separated by commas. Any element is true of the iterable, then the output of this thing will be true, else it will be false. So here you can see 1 is greater than 0, it's enough to produce output true. But here you can see second, 1 is less than 0, which is not true, 2 is less than 1, not true, 3 is less than 2, not true. Right, so none of it are true, hence it is giving output false. So it at least one has to be true to give output true, else it will give output false. Similarly, you have all. So this will return true if all of the elements of the iterable are true. If the iterable is empty, it will return true. Okay, here if the iterable is empty, it will return false. Okay, this is one difference, and it has to means all the elements has to be true to generate output true, else it has to be empty to generate true. Okay, so here you can see this condition: b is greater than a string wise, c is greater than b, both the conditions are true, hence it is producing output true. Here you can see b is greater than a, but c is less than b, which is not correct. So this is incorrect, hence it is generating false. Okay, so in any at least one even if one condition is true, one element is true, it will generate true, and here all of the elements has to be true, then only it will generate output true. Now we're going to use this. How? You are given a space separated list of integers. If all the integers are positive, then you need to check if any integer is palindromic integer or not. So two conditions we have to check: whether the integers in the list are positive or not. If they are positive, then we have to check if any integer is a palindromic integer or not. Palindromic means if you look at you can go and look at the Wikipedia page. So here you can see these are the palindromic numbers. The point is from left side if you read the number, or from right side you read the number, in both the cases you will get the same number, right? So here you can see 0 to 9 are palindromic, then you can see 1 1 2 2 1 1 1 1 2 1. You can see this. If you read it from left side, it will be 1 2 1, and if you read it from the right side, it still be 1 2 1. So in both the cases it is same, that's why it is palindromic. Okay, so that is what we have to check for each integer in the list, right? So first we will be getting the value of n, then we will be getting the list of integers. Here you can see, and then we have to print true if all the condition of the problem statements are satisfied, otherwise we have to print false. You can see an example here: 5 elements in the list, 12 9 61 5 14. So all are greater than 0, all are positive, so that condition is satisfied. But you can see only 9 and 5 are palindromic, 12 61 and 14 are not, because if you read it from left side it will be 1 2, from right side it will be 2 1, both are not equal, hence it is not a palindromic integer. So that is two conditions we have to check. Here you can see all the integers in the list are positive, and 5 is a palindromic integer. Okay, then we have another condition here: can you solve this challenge in 3 lines of code or less? There is no penalty for correct answer. If you have more than 3 lines, there is no penalty, but can you do it? Just a challenge it is throwing you at. Okay, so let's go through this. First we will be getting this value of n and value of list element. So input, I'll write here int, right? So here then list I am calling it L, input split dot split, right? So we have the list. Now let me show you. So it will be in string format, like each of the element will be in a string. We want them into integer, right? So you can see here each of them are a string right now. So what I'll do is see, writing these expression is very difficult, right? It shows like this, but you can't write it, you can't make a list like this. You have to make it in a string form. So that we don't want. We really want to compare this. We really want to check these conditions, right? So what I'll do is I'll run a for loop. So that's the most important point. I'll generate true falses. Okay, so let me do it. For I in L, for each element of L, what I'll do is I'll append in another list, what, convert into int each element greater than 0 or not. Okay, so let me call it temp1, because I have to check for another condition. So here you can see temp1. Now if I do it this thing, what I'll be having in temp1, see, print temp1. So you will have conditions there, true, false. Okay, so here you can see whether 12, what it is doing in for loop, it is taking 12 first, it is converting into int, it is checking whether it is greater than 0 or not. If it is greater than 0, the output of this will be true and this will be appended in temp1. Same thing it will do for 9, 61, 5, 14, and that's how it is creating the list of true. So I am just making a list of true or false. Okay, so that's how I am skipping this thing. So it's not means like possible to make the list like this. It can only be possible in string format. So you want to work in integers, that's why this is what I am doing. So now you have a temp1. So if I'll do all, and it will check for all the conditions are true or not, and it will print true, right? So one condition is done. Another condition I will take. So for that, let me write temp2. Okay, and same thing I'll do. I'll take the for loop and I'll do here 2, and instead of this condition I have to check whether it is palindromic or not, right? How will you check? So you will take I and you compare it with its reverse form. So I is what, 12, 9, 61, 5, 14, every iteration. Okay, so you have to calculate the reverse of it. How you gonna calculate the reverse of it? So let's take, first let me convert into int, then I start from the last, come till the beginning with the step size -1. So this is how it will create a string, reverse string, and I'll convert it into int. Okay, now if I'll print temp2, here you will see the conditions true, false and all. So here you can see false because 12 is not a palindromic, true because 9 is a palindromic, 61 false, 5 true, 14 false, right? So we are able to generate check these two conditions. Now what do we have to do? We have to do in this fashion. If all the integers are positive, then only you have to check for the palindromic thing. So what I'll do, since these two for loops are same, I club this statement in the single for loop. Okay, like this. Now I can remove this. Now what I'll do, I'll put a condition, if condition, if this condition, if all of the integers are positive, then only it will print temp2, but this time any. Okay, if any of the condition is true, it will print true. So here you can see it is printing true, else it will print false. Else print false. Right? So now I'll comment this guy, list, comment this guy, run. So condition is passed. Okay, two conditions are not passed. What is the problem? Okay, int I, int, okay, yeah, reverse of it, temp2, int I, true false. I think this is not required, I think, because any and all will take care of it. No, still the problem exists. If all are in a positive, then you need to check if any of yeah, it's correct. What is the problem? Int is greater than 0. It is true. This is also true. If all of the conditions is true, then only print any temp2, else print false. Print this guy, print temp1, print temp2, so here you can see true, 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 yeah, false, true, false, true, false. So if all the in temp2, so all will produce true, any will produce. So I think everything is fine. What's the problem? Let me convert into, not into int. Let me check like this, string wise. Still it is working. Because it doesn't matter, you can even check with the string. Here we need in int, but here it doesn't have to be true. Yeah, so that was the problem. So for this palindromic integer, if you have to check, it doesn't have to be int. you just have to reverse in string format and just have to check. But here, to check whether it is positive or not, you have to convert each element into int. Okay, so yeah, we have done it. Can we do something more, means like improve it? So here you can see, first thing okay, first thing, this we can remove, right? Not required, because any and all will take care of it. No, it has to come. Okay, and this can't be removed. Okay, so I'm trying actually to keep it into less lines. So one thing we can do is we can use list concatenate. So let me control X, control V for I in L, right? This is what we can do. Similar thing we can do for this guy. Right, for I in L. Now I can remove this for loop, right? And these two things we can print together. Okay, let's do that. Print both the things with AND. So control X, control V, and it will print this guy. If both the conditions are true, then only it will be true, else it will print false. Now we can remove this all, right? I think this will work. Yeah, it is working. Can we reduce more? Yeah, we can. We can club these two guys, first two lines with comma, comma. So this will be removed. We don't even want this guy, right? So let me run the code. Yeah, it's still working. Yeah, and just like what I did in first two lines, I can do with these two lines as well. So let me do comma temp2, and this whole thing will take with comma, I'll put here. Okay, so now it will be 3 lines. Right, so 3 lines or less. So can we go one more line less? Yeah, we can. So we can put, instead of temp1, we can remove temp1 and temp2. So I'll take this guy, I'll cut it, I'll directly put in place of temp1, and similarly I'll take this guy, I'll put in place of temp2. This way I'll be able to remove the dependency in temp1 and temp2. So in 2 line now you can, right? So all the test cases are, so we are able to do it in 2 lines. Okay, so this was the any and all things. So hope you liked it. It's a bit easy. The only part you had to take care of was true false, this conditions. Okay, conditions I am checking, and I am just putting the true and false here as the list elements. So that was the trick main. Okay, so let's move on to the next problem now.